What's up, everybody? It's your boy K Love, and we are back here again with another episode of the 410 Pod. I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend, man, because let me tell you, I did. And I had a really relaxing one, too. Got stuck in the house this weekend. Ice storm outside. It was really bad, really, really, really bad, but nonetheless, I got to sit at home and watch football all weekend with my girl, man. So I had a pretty chill weekend, and I hope you guys did as well. I hope you guys got to watch as much football as I did. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got some bowl games coming up this week. We had the Heisman over the weekend. We had some bowl games over the weekend, and we had the Army-Navy game. We had some really entertaining NFL games. The Ravens game, Ravens won. Let's go. We always rooting for that, Let's hop right into it. Excuse me. Let's hop right into it. First segment of the day, we're going to hop right into campus life, man. We're going to talk about some college football, things going around the college football world. There's a lot of movement going on in the portal. Like I just said, the Heisman was just chosen over the weekend. Oklahoma's made some moves over the weekend. I mean, not some moves. They made a move. We'll get into that. I'm kind of disappointed about it. But we've lost some guys, and we only picked up one guy. And, yeah, we'll get into that. But first up, we're going to talk about Travis Hunter, man. We're going to talk about that Heisman. Congratulations to Travis Hunter on winning the 2024 Heisman Award, man. Well-earned achievement. And, congratulations to you and your success in the future, man. Travis Hunter's going to be a special player in the NFL, right? He's a two-way player. Do I think he's going to play two ways in the NFL? Yes. Do I think he's going to play two ways as much as he did in college? Absolutely not. I mean, no one has ever done that. And I don't think anyone will allow him to do that. Travis Hunter is an expensive player, right? These front offices are lining up to spend top dollar for him, right? They're lining up to get that number 1, number 2 pick. I don't know where he's gonna go. I assume he'll probably go number 1, right? And winning the Heisman also made his case a bit stronger. And like I said, these front offices have a lot of money, and they are ready to drop a bag on Travis Hunter. You already saw Adidas did. There hasn't been a confirmed number on that deal yet, but I assume Travis Hunter got paid a lot of money from Adidas, right? He's going to be the biggest. I think he'll be the biggest football star that they have. I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't even think of any football athletes, NFL athletes that are signed with Adidas. When you think of Adidas, you think of them to be a soccer brand, something here and there, basketball, with D Rose back in the day. Now they got, I think it's LaMelo. No, it's not LaMelo. They've got some dudes up there in basketball, but it's mainly a soccer and a basketball, brand. I mean, football, Adidas have made their appearance to football with some of the unis and things like that. But when it comes to brand athletes, I think Travis Hunter's going to be the biggest name they have on the football side of things. Because, like I said, I'm a football guy, and I can't even name a guy off the top of my head right now. All right. Travis Hunter, he had an insane season playing both ways. His 2024 season stats were 92 catches for 1,154 yards and 14 offensive touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, those were. And on defense, he had 31 tackles, total tackles, 8 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, and a pick 6. Yeah, he did his thing. He did his thing, right? He did his thing. And I'll get into it here in a second on why I still don't think he should have won that award. But he did his thing. And I want to shout Travis Hunter out because, he was a 5-star coming out of high school, right? And everyone thought Florida State, Georgia, all the Power 5 schools, Power 4 now. They thought that he was going to go there. But no. He put his trust in the greatest cornerback of all time. One of the greatest NFL players of all time. He put his trust in him. And guess what? Look at where he is now, on the mountaintop, just like Dion was. Right? At the same position. Shout out to Travis Hunter, man. Like, you had an amazing career at Jackson State, playing both ways. Colorado, playing both ways. In high school, playing both ways. You did your thing. Everywhere you went, you touched it. Everything you touched turned into gold, just like Dion did. And Travis is the real deal. He's going to be special in the NFL, right? His career stats. As a receiver, he put up 167 catches for 2,063 yards and 23 touchdowns. A lot of that production came this year, right? Last year, he faced a lot of injuries, had an up and down season with Colorado. And then on defense, he had totaled 81 tackles, 29 pass breakups, and 9 interceptions, and then that one touchdown, that one pick six. That's impressive, man. That's really impressive. Travis is going to be a problem in the league. Travis Hunter will be a problem in the NFL, whether it's at corner, which I think it will primarily be at corner, or whether it be at receiver. I think league scouts are saying that he's a way better corner, and I agree. Oh my goodness, that boy is a freak at corner. His technique is insane. The way he can play. If you guys saw the clip, I can't even remember. I think it was against K-State, I want to say. It was either K-State or a TCU or something. But Travis Hunter was in a cloud technique. He played a cloud technique and took 3 levels of the route tree away, right? He took the high level, the mid level, and the low level, and came away with an interception. When I saw that, I was like, this dude needs to be an NFL corner today. That kid is special. Right? He has the body frame for an NFL corner. I believe he's 6'1", and he's all of 190, 195, 190, 180. No, I'm giving him way too much credit. He's about 180, right? But that's still a really good frame at corner. Right? He's bigger than a lot of the guys that have been drafted in the first round. Cough, Emmanuel Forbes. Right? And Travis won the first place votes by a lot, honestly. I think he won it by almost 200 total votes. He had 552 first place votes, and Jeanty had somewhere around 306 first place votes. He had a lot of he dominated in the voting, right? And then the fan voting was a lot closer. I think fan voting should be weighed into it a little bit more if they want to keep fan viewership up after this Heisman race, because a lot of the fans thought that Ashton Jeanty should have been the winner of the Heisman this year. I am also one of those fans that thought Ashton Jeanty should have been the Heisman winner this year. He put up 2,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, and also led his team to the college football playoffs, single-handedly. I would say. Some would say single-handedly. And if they want to keep fans engaged in this, the Heisman Award, I think that they need to start counting in fan votes a little bit more. I mean, some may say, who gives a hell about who gives a shit about what the fans got to think, right? But the fans are keeping this thing rolling, really. We're the money makers. I mean, we're the ones that's paying to watch, paying to see these people make decisions. And as a fan, I'm kind of sick of seeing these same people making decisions. I saw that an On3, analyst or something like that, an On3 reporter or something like that had a Heisman vote. And I'm like, why? Has he ever played a lick of football? Has he ever coached a lick of football? Right? I get you watch football all day, every day. Cool, bruh. It's not the same. It's really not the same. Watching football and actually being in it is not the same, man. And I think they need to really incorporate fan voting if they want to, keep us in it, right? Ashton Jeanty, I'm trying to figure out who is all on this voting committee. Everybody. I want to know who everyone is. I wish they would drop a whole list of the full list of the names that are on the voting committee for the Heisman, right? Because I want to know what they were thinking when they made their votes, right? When they saw that Ashton Jeanty has had the best season by a running back since Derrick Henry and Barry Sanders, right? He has had the best season since then. He's quite literally beat out everyone else besides Barry Sanders. And when they looked at, I want to know what they were thinking when they looked at Travis Hunter. His numbers, right? Numbers play a big factor in being the best player in college football. They do. They really do, right? They have to. They just have to. And Travis Hunter didn't lead in any statistical category this season. But we do what we want to reward him for playing both ways. And I think that's a joke. It's really a joke. It really is, man. And you have Ashton Jeanty, who is quite literally game planned for every single week. Every single week. And no one has been able to stop him. Nobody. He hasn't rushed for under 100 yards since last year. Like, let's be serious, voting committee. He hasn't rushed for under 100 yards since the 2023 season. Let's be real. Who's really the best football player in college football this year? What, just we're going to reward Travis Hunter because, he's going out there and just, playing both ways. I get it. We've seen it before. We've seen it multiple times. Sure, we haven't seen it at this rate. Sure, we haven't. But we haven't seen a rushing season like this since Derrick Henry. I get we've seen really good rushing seasons from, the Leonard Fournettes, the Ezekiel Elliott's, the J.K. Dobbins, et cetera, over the last few years. But what Ashton Jeanty did, no one could stop him. I don't care. I really don't care if he plays in the Mountain West. Right? I'm sick of that Mountain West mumbo jumbo. Everybody online is saying the Mountain West this, Mountain West isn't as strong as a conference as the Big 12, or the Mountain West isn't as strong as a conference as this or that or this or that. Okay, then why is the Mountain West in the playoffs? Why is there a Mountain West team in the playoffs with one loss? Riddle me that, right? Riddle me that, Travis Hunter voters. Riddle me that, right? Ashton Jeanty went off against Oregon. I'd say arguably one of his best games. He had 3 touchdowns for 192 against Oregon, the number 1 team in the country right now at the moment. Let that sink in, y'all. Let it sink in. When are we gonna get real, right? And get real people on that committee? When are we going to allow the fans to have I'm not even saying, give us as much weight as much as weight as they do on the committee, but let us have some type of influence on who wins. Right? We have just as much as a say. We pay to watch y'all every week. Y'all force us to pay for all these streaming services to watch y'all every week. I mean, we ain't paying, wink wink. Everybody knows what I mean there, but we need more of a say, committee. We need more of a say, NCAA, do your thing. Incorporate a little bit more of a strength with fan voting next year, right? We need more of a say, and do better. Stop rewarding people because of how popular they are. Right? I don't care if Travis Hunter's got 2-3 million followers on IG. I don't care if his coach is Deion Sanders, or I don't care if his quarterback is Shadur Sanders. I don't care. I quite literally don't care. I don't care if he was a 5-star. Watch football, committee. Watch ball. Watch it. Ashton Jeanty. True ball player. But I'm not discrediting Travis Hunter at all. I just want to put that out there, right? This is a disclaimer. I am not discrediting Travis Hunter at all. I already praised him. Hell of a fucking player. Hell of a player. But Ashton Jeanty should have won the Heisman. Moving on. Navy defeats Army in a... Navy... they defeat them in the 125th Classic in a astonishing fashion, right? They defeated them 31-13, and their quarterback Blake Horvath had a day, man. Let's read off his stats here. He finished with 107 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 204 rushing yards, and 2 more touchdowns. He was the X factor in this game, y'all. And the biggest question coming into this game was, can Navy stop Daly from Army? Can they stop him? And they sure as hell did. They sure as hell showed up and stopped him. And shout out the Navy on their win versus Army. Navy came out hot, striking first versus Army on that first drive. And then Navy came out, caught an interception in the second quarter. And then after that, really, man, it was off. Navy was off to the races. Army couldn't walk down the street if they wanted to, man. Navy would be right outside knocking them out. Man, Blake Horvath, you're the truth, kid. You're the truth. And Navy's defense, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all, like I said, y'all were bad. Y'all were tested this week. There was a big test, big question mark. Can y'all stop Bryson Daly? Sorry. Can y'all stop Daly? Y'all shut him down. Shut him down. Right? I personally thought that Daly would have had an explosive game versus a Navy defense who had, in the last few weeks of the season have been struggling. I thought they'd been struggling in the last few weeks. And Daly, you disappointed me, kid. That's all I got to say. Everybody on the Army disappointed me, but I lost some money there. But while I also won some money betting on the home team, the Navy midshipmen. Shout out the Navy again. All right. Daly finished with 65 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 3. Oh, my goodness. 3 interceptions. He had 13 carries and 52 yards. 13 for 52. I'll tell you this. I bet on him to have 100+ yards. And that man barely had half of that. Kanye Udo finished with 14 carries and 53 yards. Army's run game was just non-existent in this game, man. And it was unfortunate because they had been rolling going into this game. Right? They did, they curb stomped Tulane in the American Championship. And I thought they were going to come in here and, not roll over Navy because obviously we know, as we all know, like every year, this is a gritty game, right? It's going to be a 2-chin strap game, as Ocho always says. And it's going to be competitive. But I thought Army had the upper hand this year because just because of how their season went. Their only loss was, before this was to Notre Dame in a curb stomp there too. But they came out here and got embarrassed. Mostly part to Daily, man. You kept your defense on the field all game, giving Blake Horvath a chance to carve them up, in, out, down, left, right, carving them up, right, carving them up. Whether it was in the pass, he was efficient in the pass game, and he was way over efficient in the run game. And Army, y'all gonna have to get in the lab. I don't know if they'll play in the bowl game. This just came out over the last week, that Marshall is opting out of their bowl game because they're losing a lot of players over there. So, whether or not you guys do or do not have a bowl game, get in that run D lab, man. Y'all run D need to get up there, right? And then it's not even, it's hard to blame it on the defense when Daly is turning the ball over like that, right? So get in the lab. Just get in the lab as a total team, right? Just refresh, flush that game away. It's gonna sting. And y'all gonna have to live with that loss forever, because you're gonna have to see them dudes again at some point, right? You're gonna be seeing them a whole lot. So, congratulations again to Navy on their win versus Army in the 125th matchup. And Navy moves on to 10-3, I want to say, and Army is 10-2. 10-2. Yeah, 10-2. And we're moving on to the transfer portal, y'all. The transfer portal is a hot mess. A hot mess. Dog. Why? Oh man, as a former college football player, I had to talk. We have to get into this. As a former college football player and as a current college football coach, I hate the transfer portal, man. I hate it. I really do. Because, from the outside looking in, none of us know what is going on in any of these schools, right? From the outside looking in, it looks like everybody's running because of what their situation is. And I hate that for the game of football. I hate that for the game of college football. College football, the word commit used to mean something. It used to mean something. You're committed to a school. You're committed to a program. You're committed to a lifestyle. You're committed to a brotherhood. You're committed to, these coaches. Like, what does the word commit even mean anymore, y'all? Can we get real for a second here? What does the word commit even mean anymore? You got kids transferring left and right now. You got kids transferring off of, playoff teams where they could potentially be the guy next year, right? What happened to sitting and waiting your turn, grinding and waiting your turn, earning your turn, waiting your turn, whatever you want to call it? What happened to that? We've gotten so far away from, the roots of football, of sports, of working, of grinding for stuff, of earning things. And I blame this transfer portal. They're glorifying it on the internet right now. I blame On3. I blame all of them. I blame everyone. I blame the NCAA. The transfer portal's ass. Kids, if you're not starting in your true freshman year, kid, if you're getting told to redshirt in your true freshman season, kid, if you're getting told to get on the scout team in your second year, kid, if you're get told to get on scout team in your third year, stick with it. You're still contributing to the team. It may not be the role you want, but guess what? If y'all winning championships, dog, it really don't matter. Your turn coming. You got recruited for a reason. Your turn is coming. what y'all need to do, all these guys that are in the transfer portal, y'all need to look in the mirror. Ask yourself, why am I in the transfer portal? Ask yourself why. Unless it's circumstantial too. Things happen at schools too. I understand that shit happens at schools, and you just want to get out of there. I get that. But for the guys that where it ain't really circumstantial, where it's you and your feelings, ask yourself, why am I jumping in this portal, man? It's too many people in that portal. Not too many spots open on these teams anymore. The roster spots are getting cut down to 105 at the FBS level. 105. So all you guys who, were already at a D1 level, and, all you guys that don't have film in the transfer portal, all you guys without a name in the transfer portal, still trying to rely on your high school stars and your high school film in the transfer portal, fuck all of that. Nobody cares about your stars anymore. No one cares about your high school film anymore. Nobody cares about your high school rating or rankings. No one cares about that version of you anymore. But you. You can't keep relying on that. Because there's too many guys in this portal who nobody really knows since, nobody's really heard of since high school, or don't got no film, man. It's just, the portal's a mess, y'all. That's my little tidbit on the portal, right? But we got a lot of movement this past week around college football in that portal, right? First up, right off the rip, Kanye Udo. We just talked about him, running back from Army. Phenomenal season, phenomenal player. He hit the portal right after the game. It left everybody questioning on the internet, can a player transfer, if he's at a service academy, like a service school? And yes, you can. The answer is yes. You have to transfer before your junior year, because after your junior year, you have probably, I think in their contract, you're in, right? You're in the service. So Kanye Udo was a sophomore this year, and sophomore finished with 179 carries, 1,117 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the ground. A great year for him in a run-heavy offense where he was sharing touches with the quarterback, who touches the ball quite literally every single play. So that's hard to do in a system like that. But he was also the premier back. So my question is, could we potentially see him join the powerhouse team? He was a 3-star coming out of high school. He held some offers for some big programs. I wouldn't say, the best programs out there, but they were still big schools, Power 5, aka Power 4 schools now. He held offers from schools such as, Boston College, West Virginia, Nebraska, Maryland, and others, man. So those are some Power 4 conference school offers right there. I think, he's a really elusive back, but also can run downhill, because in that offense that he was just in, that triple spread option offense, I should say, spread triple, whatever you want to call it. He had to get downhill a few times, right? And he's able to do that. And he's also able to shake you out your shoes. So I think he could land in a really good spot. And I was going to say Minnesota would be a great spot for him, but Minnesota just made a splash as well. We're going to get into that here in a second, right? Moving on to QB Miller Moss. Former USC quarterback Miller Moss is set to transfer to Louisville. Louisville needs some help. I don't know who their quarterback was last season, and I know who he is this year. Miller Moss lands his feet with 1 year of eligibility left, going to Louisville. Right, Moss was one of the highest rated transfer portal QBs in this year's class. He had an iffy season at USC. He got benched this year, and he got benched due to throwing a lot of interceptions. Whether those interceptions were on him or not, let the film speak for itself. He this season he put up 2,555 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in just 6.5 games. Say 6.5 games because he was benched mid-game. And I think coaching played a big part into that. It's, I'm a hater of Lincoln Riley. Y'all already know I'm an Oklahoma fan. Do not like Lincoln Riley anymore. He can't develop a quarterback. And y'all might say Caleb Williams. Oh well, Caleb Williams was a specimen. He was in his own category. He was number 1 pick for a reason. Heisman for a reason. He was in his own category. Since Caleb Williams, he hasn't really developed anybody. Millard Moss sat behind Caleb Williams, sat in Lincoln Riley's QB room for 3 years. And this is what Millard Moss comes out and does in his first year of play. It's unacceptable. Lincoln Riley cannot develop a quarterback, y'all. He cannot develop a quarterback. But Millard Moss gets one final chance at redemption in the ACC with the Louisville Cardinals. Good luck to you, Millard Moss. I hope you shine over there, my boy. I hope you shine over there. Michael Van Buren is off to LSU, man. Man, this is one that it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts because I wanted Michael Van Buren to come in. I thought Michael Van Buren could have came in and, put up a lot of numbers. He could have put up some numbers for us, man. And he has a lot of potential. He's only a freshman, true freshman. And he was the only bright spot on Mississippi State's roster this year. The 2-win Mississippi State team, I'm pretty sure they won only 2 games, but I wouldn't say that, they were his fault. He was a really good player. He has a really bright future. LSU it was an interesting move when I first saw it because LSU has Garrett Nussmeier coming back next year, and it made me scratch my head. But if LSU plays their cards right, red shirts Van Buren this year. If they redshirt Van Buren this year, let Nussmeier come back again and play. Right? Don't let Nussmeier come back into a QB competition. That's the last thing you want. That is the absolute last thing you want. The last thing. And let Michael Van Buren learn. Let him see the offense. Let him see it flourish under a senior. Someone in their last season, someone who has, hopefully to this point has developed into the quarterback that they hope to be. And let him just learn, man. Just let him get this year off. They threw him in the fire at Mississippi State. That's a terrible program down there. And, that's why nothing really good comes out of Mississippi State. So, LSU, do your part. BK, Brian Kelly, do your part. Don't force Van Buren in there. Don't force him in. Okay? He's a special kid. Special kid. And I wouldn't want to see a talent like that get ruined by a bonehead decision such as Mississippi State's decision. So LSU, do the right thing. And my final piece in the transfer portal, actually, not my final piece, second to last guy, AJ Morris out of Marshall, running back out of Marshall. He is on the move to Minnesota. He is set to go to Minnesota. AJ finished the season. He was just shy of 900 yards. He finished with somewhere around 876 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns. And he's a really good player. And he gets out of Marshall. Marshall fired the head coach for what? Don't know why. That is another topic for another day. Marshall had a solid season. It wasn't spectacular, but it's Marshall. Marshall isn't really known for winning. So why fire your head coach after a solid season, I should say. So AJ gets out of there, and he is headed to Minnesota. He's headed to a very, historically, Minnesota is a run-heavy offense. Very, very run-heavy. They got very big offensive linemen. and very good running backs. And they're going to lean on their running backs until they can't lean on them anymore. So, AJ, congratulations on your move. On your move to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Minnesota Golden Gophers. And lastly, last but not least, last transfer portal piece, man, Oklahoma. What are we doing, man? You know, as I sit here and look through, I'm not seeing anybody jumping jumping at us. And we need to make some moves. You know, Deion Burks is coming back. I am excited to say that. I am excited to announce that Deion Burks is returning to the Oklahoma Sooners this fall. He came out with a very funny Instagram video with with Oklahoma, and he had everybody thinking that he was either transferring or going to the NFL or something like that. And my boy said he's coming back. One last ride with wide receiver Deion Burks, man, and that's exciting. And back to the transfer portal, the only thing we've brought in is Jacob Ulrich, punter out of Kennesaw State, the good old Kennesaw State, man. They also fired their head coach over there too for absolutely no reason. I don't know what you expect out of a former FCS school, former D2 school, it's a very small school, to do in their first year in the FBS. What do you expect? I mean, hey, that's why I don't get paid the big bucks to make those big decisions. Moving on. Second segment of the day, we're gonna talk a little bit, just a brief segment about Oklahoma, man. Oklahoma football, we got a lot of guys that jumped in the portal. I just want to run off the names again. And then we've also got some guys that have declared for the draft. I want to get into that. And then we also have the schedule for next year, man. We have the schedule for next season already. And the schedule looks, I will say this, kind of scary. Kind of scary, man. It looks scary. And I think we're about to get into it, man. But first up, let's run off these names of everyone who has hit the portal, right? Linebacker, Phil Picotti. Wide receiver, Brandon Thompson. Quarterback, Brendan Zurbrugg. Linebacker, Desan McCullough. Sorry for the side there. I'm just a little disappointed. Wide receiver, Jalil Farouk. Wide receiver, J.J. Hester. DB, Makari Vickers. DB, Connie Walker. Offensive lineman, Garion Hatchett. Offensive lineman, Joshua Bates. There's some more. Tight end, Bauer Sharp. Running back, Chapman McCown. Defensive back, Jaden Rowe. It's not over yet, guys. It's not over yet. Running back, Emeka Megwa. Running back, Khalib Hicks. Wide receiver, Nick Anderson. Quarterback, Jackson Arnold. Wide receiver, Jaquez Petaway. Guys, we have, we've honestly been depleted. A lot of those names that I named, they didn't really play this year. And yes, it sucks to see everyone leave, but some guys just had to go. Some guys were probably just not the right fit, right? They may have been the right fit out of high school. Everybody seems like the right fit out of high school when you're recruiting them, man. They all do. All these guys do. Man, I don't know what's happening in Norman, man. I don't know what's happening in Norman, but it looks like our roster versus Navy is going to be slim pickings. It's going to be slim pickings because we have lost almost everybody on our team. Goodness. BV, I don't know what you got going on over there. But I need you to lock in, dog. I need everybody on that OU staff, the recruiting staff for sure. Lock in, dog. Because that is, oh man, that's a lot of transfers. Transfers as a fan, that is not what we want to see. That is not what we want to see. We want to see guys come back, man. If we want to see guys graduate, declaring for the draft, right? And that brings me to my next topic with OU is declarations for the draft, man. Billy Bowman. Everybody give it up for Billy Bowman. Everybody give it up for Danny Stutzman. Those two have given their all for Oklahoma football, man. And as an OU fan, seeing those guys grow, I remember watching Billy Bowman in his freshman year. He was an animal coming out of high school. And I'm just, I thought he was going to leave when, that guy up there, and, that Tebow, that bitch out west, Lincoln Riley, when he left Oklahoma, I thought Billy Bowman was also gone. Billy Bowman had an outstanding career at Oklahoma. Just to read off some of his stats, he played in 35 games, started in 29 of those 35. He had 145 total tackles, 6.5 TFLs, 9 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and 11 PBUs. Have a career, Billy Bowman. You will forever be remembered in OU history. I want to congratulate you for creating a legacy for yourself. Out of Denton, Texas, man. You made a name for yourself, too. You made a name for yourself. And I believe you're going to do great things at the next level. A former All-American. In 2023, he was named to All Big 12 First Team All-American. He started all 13 games last year. Ranked second nationally with 6 interceptions and led the country with 3 interception returns for a touchdown last season. And with 238 interception return yards. The next most was 167, right? In 2022, he received all Big 12 honorable mention from the coaches. He played in 11 games and made 9 starts. He had a hell of a year then. In his freshman year, in 2021, played in 11 games, started in 7, had a really good year in his freshman year. Billy Bowman Jr., what a dude. And moving on to one of the other NFL declaree, Danny Stutzman. Danny Stutzman is one of my favorite OU Sooners, man. I would say one of my favorite Sooners of all time. That dude embodies everything that it means to be a Sooner, dog. Like, he was, oh my goodness. He reminded everyone of the Boz. He was everything, just a little bit, Boz had that craziness to him. But Danny Stutzman brought it too. He brought it too. And that's why he's up for the, the Bednarik Award this year. He's up for it. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, man. Rightfully freaking so. Danny Stutzman. Wait, this is in his career tackles right here. But yeah, it is. Here it is. 267 career tackles. Right? That's a lot, man. That's a lot of hits. That's a lot of hits, y'all. That's a lot of hits. Hold on, let me put up his stats here on ESPN. Danny Stutzman, ESPN. Here we go. There's his career stats. 376 total tackles. Danny Stutzman. Right. 376 total career tackles, 186 solos, 8 PBUs, 8 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, and a defensive touchdown. Yes, sir. That man had a heck of a career in this season. Had a hell of a season this season. Totaling 110 tackles, 44 solos, 66 assisted. Had a sack this season, and that's it. And he's up for the Bednarik Award this year. Kid's a dog. Kid's a dog. Kid's a freaking nature. He's a hell of a leader. You can see it on the field. You can see it, throughout the defense. And I just want to congratulate Danny Stutzman again on a phenomenal career at Oklahoma. And thank you for everything you did for Sooner Nation. Sooner Nation they can't thank you enough, man. Couldn't thank you enough, dog. And congratulations again to you and Billy Bowman on all of your success. And I wish you guys nothing but success in the future, at the next level. I think you guys are going to land on your feet well. I think you guys are both potential first round, second round picks, depending on how, who comes out this year and what the talent looks like in the pool, right? I think they've made enough of a name for themselves to make a case at being a top, 1 to 2 round pick, maybe at the absolute latest, the third. Absolute latest, the third. And yeah, phenomenal players. Congratulations again. Moving on, y'all. Moving on to the third segment of the day. Flock talk. Gotta get into that Ravens game, man. They listen. I feel like someone on that team or that coaching staff listened to the podcast last week. Not all the way through, though. They ain't listened to it all the way through because Derrick Henry still had under 20 carries, but we still won. Right? I'm not going to complain after a win, but I will critique, right? I'm here to critique. I'm a football coach. I am going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. But we're going to go over the good news first, the good stuff first. Let's get into the good stuff, right? Baltimore Ravens moved to 9-5 after a dominating win versus the New York Giants. Congratulations to Mark Andrews on being earning the all-time leading touchdown. Congratulations to Mark Andrews on being named the all-time leading touchdown scorers for the Ravens. Okay, congratulations on earning that award as well. There we go, y'all. English is back. Congratulations on that, Mark Andrews. Right, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. My boy put up a Jackson 5 yesterday, y'all. My boy put up a Jackson 5. Lamar Jackson had an excellent game through the air and on the ground. Lamar put up 21 of 25 completion to attempts, y'all. 21 to 25. See, this is the thing that I've been talking about Lamar for a long time, right? We haven't seen a quarterback as efficient as him, right? He makes a lot of his decisions are the right decisions. Sometimes the ball may not get there. It happens. Every quarterback has that happen to him, right? But every quarterback doesn't have a situation where 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, they're making the right decision. Lamar Jackson's numbers in his career do not lie. He is one of the most efficient quarterbacks we've ever witnessed. Numbers don't lie, though. The numbers don't lie. He was 21 to 25 yesterday's outing, 290 through the air and 5 passing touchdowns. It's pretty running backy. That's pretty running backy. That's pretty running backy. Shout out Lamar. Derrick Henry. I just said this, and I'm going to say it again after this. Derrick Henry had an efficient game. Yes. 14 carries for 67 yards. Not enough. Not enough, Todd. Not enough, John. It's just not enough, y'all. That is not enough. And if we want to win in the playoffs, he's going to need more. He's going to need more. I don't know if we're trying to preserve him right now or what. I really don't know. I don't know what the issue is with not giving him 20 touches a game. What is the problem with getting him 20 touches a game, Todd Monken? 20 touches a game. I don't care, man. He wants the rock. I was just watching the John Harbaugh, watch him giving out the game balls, and I read body language really well. And looking around the locker room, everyone looks happy besides one guy. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is I know he's happy that we won, but he was brought here to do one thing. It's tote that rock. It was to tote that rock. And take pressure off of Lamar Jackson. Not saying today, hey, Todd Monken, I will say this, you kept Lamar Jackson under 30 attempts. 25 attempts was my money number. And guess what? He was at 25, and guess how many? Look at the numbers, man. Look at the numbers. Give Derrick Henry 6 more carries. He's eclipsed 100 yards and probably has 2 touchdowns. Probably get 2 touchdowns. We got to help ourselves out here, man. And we're not helping ourselves out with only 14 carries. It's just not enough. It's not going to be enough, especially this week going into the Steelers game, man. We better figure it out. And we better run that rock come Sunday versus Pittsburgh, because I ain't playing. We better win. We better win that game. I'm not playing, man. We better win that game. My goodness. We better win that game. Right? Moving on to the receiving core. Our receiving core had a great outing. Lamar Jackson did a phenomenal job with spreading the ball around. Got a new face on here, man. But we're going to start off with Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman had 3 catches for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. That 1 touchdown on the deep ball where he juked out 2 dudes. Woo! That is the Rashad Bateman we drafted. That's the Bateman we've been waiting for. That is the Bateman that we saw at Minnesota, right? That is the first round draft pick talent and potential that we drafted. Right there. In that one clip right there, that was it. That's what we drafted. Rashad Bateman, keep up the great fucking work, man. You are showing off right now. You're earning your money. You gonna get yourself another extension, man. I know you just got extended, but I think you were a little underpaid, but you got paid the right amount because of, your situation. Your situation was iffy, Excuse me. Your situation was iffy. You were in a running offense. Now look at you. You're flourishing in a very balanced offense right now. You're doing your thing, blocking out on the perimeter. I want to salute you to that, because receivers hate fucking blocking, and I hate that receivers hate blocking, because everybody has to do it at some point in their football life. Everybody's got to block for somebody. So, Bate, good stuff, big dog. Good stuff. Mandrews. Like I said, he surpassed Jamal Lewis on the all-time scoring list for the Baltimore Ravens. And Mandrews had 2 catches for 24 yards. Yes, that's quiet numbers. And he had a touchdown. Got to mention it because my man's, he's the all-time scoring leader, man. That's going to be, I don't know if Lamar Jackson will ever catch him. Simply because Lamar Jackson has to throw him the touchdowns as well. So that's going to be a tough one, but I think Mandrews will probably finish out as the all-time scoring leader or if he ever leaves Baltimore. Good game, Mandrews. Zay Flowers, 6 catches for 53 yards. Very, very, medium volume game for Zay. I think we can still try to get him a little bit more involved, take a little bit of the targets away from like guys like Nelson Aguilar and, Tylan Wallace. Not saying I'm not trying to discredit those guys at all, but Zay is our 2nd or 3rd premier receiver, right? Or our number 1 premier receiver, however everyone wants to look at it, right? I think he needs a little bit more targets, but Zay also needs to bring in some of these, concentration drops. And also, Zay, man, stop dancing out there. Get upfield, get yards, man. You want these stats, you want your numbers to look right. Get upfield. All that dancing. Get upfield, dog. Catch the ball and go. That's what you did at BC. Now bring it to Baltimore. Other than that, good game, Zay. Justice Hill. That man Justice Hill stepped up yesterday. He had 6 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. Didn't really have that much going in the run game, as he didn't eclipse 10 yards yesterday, but he was very, very, very active in the pass game. 6 catches again. Like I said, 6 catches, 51 yards and a tutty. Good stuff, J Hill. Good stuff. Tez Walker, people. Tez Walker. We finally got a Tez Walker sighting, y'all. This is what we've been waiting for all year. Yes, we've seen him on punt team. Yes, we've seen him on kickoff team. Yes, we've seen him on, punt return. Tez Walker made an appearance at receiver, and guess what? On his first catch of his career, he scored. Congratulations to Tez Walker, man. It's a coincidence, and it's a result of all the hard work that you've been putting in. All the fans recognize you, right? All the fans recognize all the work you've been putting in on them special teams routes out there at Gunner. You've been routing dudes up, right? Getting down there first. I love it. Keep being explosive. Keep being crafty. And, keep being marketable. Make yourself marketable. That's the best thing you can do as a football player. Make yourself marketable. Good stuff, Tez. Good stuff. Moving on to the defense. Defense. Yes. This is what I wanted to see coming out of the break. This is exactly what I wanted to see coming out of the break. Allowed 7 points in real time, even though the entire game was garbage time because the Giants are garbage. But you allowed 14 points yesterday. Love it. One thing I said in our last episode, was the defense needs to take the ball away coming out of the bye week. Came out, had an interception. Could have had 2. But Ardarius Washington, you greedy son of a gun. I know you had a pick. Let Marlo get another one. Let Marlo get one. Marlo had an interception there in the back of the end zone on third and goal. And Ardarius came in and greedy. He was being greedy. Ardarius came in being greedy, man. But defense played lights out versus a very weak Giants offense. We managed to keep Neighbors under wraps until late in the game during garbage time. Yeah, Neighbors finished with 10 catches for about 80 yards. And like I said again, we're creating turnovers at the right time. Right? This week is going to be important. This upcoming week versus the Steelers, we're going to have to create 1 or 2 turnovers. 1 or 2 turnovers will have to be created if we want to win this game. We have to give our offense extra possessions because the Steelers are going to run the ball, and they're going to run the piss out of that ball until the ball is deflated. They're going to. So we have to create turnovers. We need to continue to create turnovers, continue to wreak havoc up front. Right? The D-line yesterday created a lot of pressure, sacking the QB 3 times yesterday. Could have got home a few more times, but it was exciting to see some names like David Ajabo get a sack yesterday. I'm tired of I'm just a little confused on all these healthy scratches from David Ajabo. I would love, oh my goodness, I would love for John Harbaugh to come out and talk about what is up with David Ajabo? Why hasn't he been playing? David Ajabo was projected to go in the first round, people. But he tore his ACL or Achilles or something at the combine, and his stock fell. But David Ajabo is a hell of a football player, so I'm just trying to figure out what's up. He put on weight this year, good weight it looks like, and I'm just trying to see what's up. David Ajabo made his presence felt yesterday. Had a sack, a couple tackles. It's good to see. It was really good to see, and I would like to see a little bit more of that going into the playoffs, man, going into the end of this season, because pass rush is going to have to be on point. Pass rush is going to have to be on point, and David Ajabo is a hell of a pass rusher. That's what we drafted him for, and, we, like I said in the last episode, we have depth at our pass rushing, in our pass rush room, our outside backer room. We just aren't, for some freaking reason, using them all, and guess what? We used a lot of them yesterday, and they produced. He produced. Right. Overall, a phenomenal performance out of the bye week. And there's still some things that we need to fix. Right. And one of those things is the penalties. Well, actually, before we get into the penalties, finishing drives. We got to finish drives, man. There's too many drops, too many penalties on explosive plays that are just holding us back, dog. We have to play cleaner football in these last three weeks, and these last 3 weeks are a big test. Pittsburgh, Houston, on a very egregious short week, and in Cleveland. We got to play clean ball. It's 3 trap games. I wouldn't even call them trap games because it's 2 good teams in the trap game. We got to win. Got to win out. If we want confidence going into this playoffs, we got to win out. Got to win out. We have to win out. Oh, my goodness, because we got 2 home games and an away game to finish out the season. Now, Lamar, you like I praised you, big dog. You efficient as I don't know what, fam. But also, some of these underthrows, man, you stepping into them and still underthrowing it for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're tired. I'm not a quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how you need to be doing your job. But I will critique. We got to clean those up. Got to clean some of those underthrows up. And specifically, I'm talking about that long ball to Bateman that could have been another walk-in touchdown for Bateman. But it was almost picked by Dane Belton. We got lucky there. You got lucky there. And it's a minor fixes, man. Just, give the ball a little more air. Give it a little more oomph. You had it. You, like I said, you make the right read every single time. You make the right read every single time, Lamar. Every single time. Let's clean that up. And now, the penalties, y'all. I'm gonna end the Ravens talk, the flock talk on these penalties right here. 12 for 112 yards, y'all. Ravens fans, we had 12 penalties accepted for 112 yards. Ravens, we have to do something about this, man. It gives me a headache seeing the number every week in the double digits in penalties, and then seeing the yards in triple digits every single week. It's so frustrating to see. As a former football player, as a football coach now, it is so frustrating to see that penalty number that freaking high. That high. It doesn't. We ain't gonna win nothing in the playoffs if we gonna have 12 penalties a game, 10 to 12 penalties a game. We ain't winning jack squat. We ain't winning nothing. 12 for 112 it's egregious, dog. That's Giants. Those are like Giant type teams numbers. Cleveland Brown type team numbers. You know what I'm saying? Those are those type of team numbers. A young team. We ain't got a young team. We got young pieces, but we ain't got a young team. We need to clean this up, and we need to be accountable. Yes, the the game wasn't called evenly, but in some of those flags were legit flags, man. We gotta clean that up. Cause guess what? Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, they ain't gonna feel sorry for us when we got 14 penalties against them in the playoffs. They ain't gonna feel sorry for us, bro. They will not feel sorry for us one bit. One bit. So, with that being said, Baltimore Ravens, congratulations on coming out of the bye week, striking hot. Clean up the mistakes, because we could have won that game 49-7. Clean up the mistakes. We're going to be just fine, Ravens fans. We got 3 more games. Got an exciting game coming up versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens still sit in second place with a chance to tie for first place this week with a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we would be tied at 10-5. I'm sorry. Yes, 10-5. 10-5. And tied first place in the division with Baltimore with a chance to win the division with a win over Cleveland in the last week if we win versus the Steelers. And Steelers have a chance to win the division with the win over, I believe it's Cincy that they still have to play last. And with a win this weekend. Well, honestly, I think if the Steelers win this weekend, they clinch the division. Yeah, they automatically clinch the division because they swept us. So, Ravens, we need this win this week. Clean up the mistakes. Get ready for a short week, right? Get ready for the Steelers. Boom. Turn that thing right around to the Texans. It's a ridiculous short week. I hate the NFL for that. But we gotta go. Y'all gotta go through it. You know what I mean? Y'all getting paid to do this. So, get right. Get right. Moving on to our final segment of the day, y'all. It's been a great episode. It's been a really great episode. But, like I said, moving on to the final segment of the day, we're going to go over these week 1 bowl game pick'ems, man. We got a lot of exciting games coming up this week. We got the first round of the college football playoffs coming up this weekend. And, man, it's a lot of football. Whole lot of football every single day. Every single day except today, which is Monday when I'm recording this. You guys should be getting this, honestly, after I finish editing today. So this will be up after we talk. But heading into this exciting bowl week, we already had 2 bowl games. Like I said earlier, we had 2 bowl games over the weekend. The Cricket Celebration Bowl, Jackson State humbled South Carolina State in a blowout win, 28-7 in the Cricket Celebration Bowl on Saturday. And also Saturday, the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl between South Alabama and Western Michigan. South Alabama trumps Western Michigan 30-23 in a thriller, I should say. That South Alabama QB is the truth. And in a bowl game win versus Western Michigan in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. First up this week, on Tuesday, December 17th, we have the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl played in Frisco, Texas between Memphis and West Virginia. I'm taking Memphis in this one. Memphis has finished the season strong. West Virginia has they've had a up and down season, man. It's kind of been a roller coaster season for them guys. Memphis is bringing back a lot of their guys. They really haven't had anybody hit the portal or anything like that. So I expect Memphis to take this one tomorrow night. Wednesday evening in the Boca Raton Bowl, played in Boca Raton, Florida, between Western Kentucky and JMU. I am going to be rocking with JMU. JMU is a strong team. I think they have a really good quarterback. Western Kentucky does as well. These are two really strong teams that have just moved up to the FBS. And it's good to see that they're competing for a bowl game this year. I'm still taking JMU over Western Kentucky. It'd be cool to see Western Kentucky bring out those helmets, those red-eye helmets. That'd be pretty sick. Moving on. Wednesday night, the Art of Sports, LA Bowl hosted by Gronk. Cal versus UNLV. Cal will lose this game because they just lost their quarterback to the transfer portal. This game will be played in Inglewood. This will not be a home game for Cal because Cal is in Berkeley. Berkeley is fairly rich. Inglewood is rich, but you know what I mean. UNLV still has Hodge Malik Williams. Hodge Malik Williams is a very good player, and I think Hodge will take over in this game and lead UNLV to a win over Cal. Moving on to the RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, being played by Georgia Southern versus Sam Houston. I will be taking Georgia Southern in this one. Moving on to the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. Pretty cool. That is on Friday at noon. Versus we got Ohio versus Jacksonville State here. We got two somewhat powerhouse teams in their respective conferences. Ohio is a really strong team this year. Jacksonville State over the past 2 years have been fairly good. And I'm going to root for Ohio in this one. I'm going to take Ohio in this one. I think Ohio has a really good defense, and defense wins championships. Simple as that. Defense wins championships, y'all. Moving on to the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Oh my goodness, guys! These bowl games are getting these bowl games names are getting longer and longer as we go down the list. Between Tulane and Florida, this is a good game right here. You know, if we get the same DJ Lagway that we got here in the second half of the season for Florida, I'm taking Florida regardless. I'm going to take Florida regardless over Tulane. Tulane did not look good in that Army game from what I saw. And I like Florida. Florida's hot. They're rolling. You know, they're figuring it out. They have figured it out. And I don't think Tulane is strong, has a strong enough team to compete with Florida in this bowl game. And it's pretty almost a home game for Florida, man. It's in Tampa. And this weekend, we have the first round games, the college football playoffs. I'll just run through the games. I won't give you guys any breakdown of the games because I will save that for the next episode. But I'll give you my winners. I'll give you my picks for this week, right? Number 10 at number 7, Notre Dame. I think number 7, Notre Dame is going to win this game. This is the battle of who runs Indiana. I think Notre Dame will run Indiana this week, and it's a home game, night game. It's also being played on Friday night. It's going to be played on Friday night after that Tulane, Florida game. That's going to be a good one to tune into right there. It's going to be freezing cold. I love the fact that these games are being played at the team's actual stadiums. This is history in the making. First time playoff games ever been played at a school stadium, like on a campus stadium. And it's pretty cool. So, and then we get the Battle of Indiana as a first round matchup. So shout out to the committee for that. Number 11, SMU at number 6, Penn State. I'm going to take number 6, Penn State. This game will be played on Saturday, December 21st at noon. It's going to be in State College, Pennsylvania, man. It's going to be at Penn State. SMU is going to be coming into a very hostile territory. And I think SMU is a really good team, but I don't think they have enough, right? Not going to go too deep into that. Moving on to the Saturday evening game at 4 o'clock, number 12, Clemson at number 5, Texas. I think Texas will curb stomp Clemson. I think Texas wins by like 14. And moving on to this night game between number 9, Tennessee, and number 8, Ohio State. This is going to be the second game of the day, the game of the week, in my opinion. This is going to be the most heavyweight battle that we'll get this week. I think the Tennessee team's coming up to Ohio, man. They're coming up to Ohio to play in December at 8 o'clock at night. It is going to be freezing cold in Ohio. I can guarantee you that. It's going to be freezing cold in Ohio, and I'm taking the Buckeyes, man. I am taking the Buckeyes this weekend, and those are my first week 1 college bowl game pick'ems, y'all. And with that being said, it has been another great episode. I appreciate everybody for listening in. We've got some big things coming, some big announcements coming. We'll be getting my face cam here soon. It'll be coming soon. It's coming soon, y'all. Just hold on. Y'all get to see my beautiful face here very soon. But like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. I hope everybody has an amazing Monday, because today is Monday, and I hope everybody has an amazing week. I hope everybody gets a chance to watch some of these bowl games this week. We got some excited ones. I just went through them, and again, I appreciate y'all for listening in, man. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment. If you have a thought, if you don't like one of my picks, if you don't like one of my takes, I would love to hear what you guys got to think. Hear what you guys got to say, man. So, again, click that like, comment, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate y'all for listening, and it's been another good one. It's your boy K Love, and I'm out.